Hi friends, Briggs Wallace here. Have you ever thought that person is making me crazy? I cannot believe what they did. It drives me mad. They are responsible for making me angry, right? Yes, of course you have, right? Me too. But what if, just what if, no one could make you feel anything? Well, guess what? No one can. How you feel is a reflection of you and how you choose to perceive a situation. So oftentimes, right, that person cut me off in traffic, or that person rejected me, or that person yelled at me. And I think, of course they made me feel upset when they yelled at me. I can feel you pushing back, saying people can make me feel ways. My dad made me feel that way when I was little. My sister is so annoying. She makes me feel so agitated, right? However, right, what's making you feel agitated and what's making you feel fear, anger, is the blame you're assigning onto them and your perspective. So if instead we took full accountability for our feelings and we said, no one can make me feel anything because I choose to perceive this situation in a different way. So since you have the ability to change your perspective and not to take things personally in your own personal story of what happened, they have no power over you. They can't make you feel anything. Right? They can't make you feel mad, because making you feel mad means that you have the perspective that their actions are personal to you, when really their actions are only personal to them. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your own consent." And that is so true. That's why no one can make us feel anything. When we take radical accountability for our feelings, we can then say, okay, that happened. They must be having a hard day. I'm not going to take that personally. I'm not going to let their actions, I'm not going to turn it into my story, right? I'm just going to bless and release that, and I'm not going to take it on, and I'm not going to let that cloud follow me around for the rest of the day, because I know everybody's actions are only personal to them. One time, a good example of one time this happened to me big time was pretty recently. Y'all know how it is out there sometimes. Sometimes you attract things you don't mean to, and sometimes you run into things that you did not expect. And I was driving around going over to the shopping market and, looking both ways in a new area, not really sure who had the right of way. And I look over after clearing the road and while I'm driving, and some woman starts flailing in her car. I mean, it was like, and clearly she was screaming. She rolled down her window. This is a stranger I've never met. I maybe took a half a second pause. And she said, "F you, you stupid C word." Okay? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really stunned by that. I wouldn't use the C word on my darkest day, and nothing happened. And I'll tell you, it was really aggressive, and it felt really sharp and really just kind of stunning and hurtful. And I had to take that as an opportunity not to take that personally. Like, am I any of those things? No. Would I call anybody any of those things ever? No. All of that had everything to do with her and her own internal frustration. But I could have also seen, and it was tempting to be like, gosh, this crazy lady on the way to the supermarket ruined my day. But then I would just be allowing her to ruin my day, because the only time that it happened was in that moment. And then after that moment, she was gone. So I could take radical responsibility in not allowing her to ruin every moment after, right? She was no longer there. There's no reason for her to cloud up my day unless I let her, unless I give her consent to ruin it. And I don't. You don't get consent to ruin my day. I say, I know you're going through something. I'm sorry you're feeling unbalanced, and I wish you well, right? And I mosey along. And I have to practice that, right? I have to practice that until I really feel free from her. But it is a worthy practice, I'll tell you what, because how many times has someone snipped at you because they were having a bad day? And how much has that come up at work, in your family, with your friends, right? It happens all the time, right? And we allow it to hurt us when it's not actually happening anymore. It's our attention to it and our perspective that they've done something to us and assigning blame that then continues to hurt us. But when we don't give them the consent to hurt us and we say, wow, that's not mine to take accountability for, and I'm still going to have a good day, then we open up so many possibilities for new and better things to happen and to see the sun shining on that same day, right? And, you know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't allow other people don't have accountability. I'm just saying that you can't make that choice for them. I would love to get an apology from that lady. That was ridiculous. And I mean, just mind-blowing, really, really. But I'm not going to hang on that. Hanging on that would mean carrying her around with me. Honestly, I don't even really want to be her friend, right? Why would I want to be friends with someone like that? So, you know, with something like that, she's not in my inner circle. So her not taking accountability doesn't bother me so much. I just kind of want her to be gone and be well, right? But with people in your circle, I'm sure that you want them to take more accountability. And you say, oh, no. They make me feel this way because they do this all the time, right? And then you turn it around to you. Every time you point out, you turn back to you and you say, I take it personally all the time. I'm the one deciding that what they're going through is going to affect me. I don't have to let it affect me. I can let them be in their story and I can decide whether or not I want to be around people who do that, right? So it's radical accountability for you taking the choice and making your autonomy about I can only control what's within my locus of control. And I want to, right? I don't give away my power to other people. And if people don't treat me well, I also don't hang around them. So where have you blamed others for making you feel, right? How can you take back the control of that? How can you reframe the perspective to allow your power to come back to you and to give you more peace? Thanks for joining me on my journey. If you like this video, check out some of my other ones. Like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. I'd love to know more about your journey and what you're up to and where you are. If you're interested in coaching services, check out the link in the description and my website. Many blessings and much love.